So many of our clients come in initially for either a yoga class, a massage, or Reiki, or any of our workshops, right? And from a human experience of my own, anytime I've gone in the past, prior to getting into clinical mental health counseling, the reason I would go get a massage or the reason I would go to yoga was because I wanted to feel better, and not necessarily realizing that there are some deep-seated issues, whether that be, my experience of trauma, right, as relative to, anything that is, any experience that we go through that may serve us a hard time in becoming resilient or getting through it, right? So that experience is relative, but we have people coming in and that experience of being vulnerable, either on the mat or on the table, and feeling some emotional release can really help show that person, hey, there's this mind-body connection that exists that I have just tapped into, right? So having our downstairs services, align with the clinical mental health counseling portion of our business, which floats us, right, is so incredibly important. And I think it is, all these people, they may come to yoga or get massages for months or go to counseling for months, right? And then they find that they take that leap. They make the decision to go either upstairs or downstairs, and their worlds change. Like Jen had said earlier, there's, she's had some counseling clients, and me as well, that I've referred downstairs, right? And some of them never come back to me because they find that peace, right?
That body release is complete.
That release has been complete, and they know what to do, The treatment plans that we set up for our clients are significantly reduced in duration when someone grabs the bull by the horns and does this stuff, right? At their own pace, right? We have a lot of clients who are never going to go downstairs. We have a lot of clients from downstairs that are never going to come upstairs, and that's okay. But the energy itself, I think that everyone at Ubuntu gives our clients is that of healing.
Absolutely.
Or even just understanding, like that human connection that we have, that we're all equal.
Right, exactly.
Because so many times you go to a counselor or a psychiatrist or any healthcare provider, and there's this like inherent power structure, right? Where you're sitting there, and even if that person's intention isn't to judge you, you feel judged, right? So I think that is what really brings together our services. Every person you run into.
Because we don't do that.
No, we don't do that. Like, how many times do you hug a client and say, okay, maybe not ethical, but fuck it.
Right.
Like, that's the human experience. And we're not going to pretend that it's not.
Again, it's the authentic approach, just being authentic. But even like we were talking about earlier, someone might go into a yoga or, Reiki appointment or, or massage and feel like, oh my gosh, I'm able to be present. I'm able to quiet my mind and really experience this. Again, same thing with the yoga class. I can develop this sense of personal awareness, my mindfulness skills. I can learn breath work techniques, which is all the foundation for what we do upstairs. It's like you can't have one without the other. So and like Erin said, people are not required to do any or all of our services, but it does complement them so beautifully, and it really almost just like kind of supercharges it. Almost kind of the difference between like dial-up internet and high-speed internet.
Yeah. I love that. God, you're here for the analogies. So good.